Hello, I'm Dr. Diallo, a testing expert from Study.com. Are you preparing to take the FTCE 060 Mathematics Subtest 604? This is an exam that is a multi-subject exam for elementary education K-6. If so, well, you've come to the right place. I am here to walk you through a few sample test questions, and we're going to go over how to answer the questions along with other test-taking strategies. Let's get started by looking at problem number 1. Problem 1 states, a third grade teacher would like to divide their class into groups for their upcoming math lesson. It is important to them that the students get to learn from each other and collaborate to solve a problem. Which grouping method would be best choice to accomplish this goal? We have 4 possible answer choices: leveled group, whole group, student-led flexible group, or teacher-led flexible group. Let's look at the difference between these 4. So a level group is when the students are placed in groups according to their ability. This would not necessarily be a student-led flexible group because the teacher selected the students to be in the group and it's based on their ability. A whole group lesson is one in which the teacher is in front of the classroom and gives the lesson to the whole entire class at one time. Again, this is not student-led. A student-led flexible group, however, is definitely going to be the correct answer for this question because a student-led flexible group is the best strategy to accomplish her goal of the students actually collaborating together to problem solve. This is due to the fact that the group is made of students with varying abilities and learning styles. So this is definitely our best choice. Teacher-led flexible grouping would not be a good choice because the teacher-led flexible group, once again, is chosen by the teacher in which the teacher sits with a small group of students. So again, our best answer choice is going to be the student-led flexible groups. Which of the following activities shows a student with flexibility in solving quadratic equations? Our answer choices are a student who can mentally compute the roots of any form of quadratic equations. The second choice is a student who uses the quadratic formula regardless of the form of the quadratic equation. Choice 3 is a student who knows different approaches to solving quadratic equations and identifies the best method to get the answer. And our last choice is a student who uses different approaches in solving quadratic equations, even if the method is not optimal. So again, the whole goal here is to select the answer that shows that one, that the student is really thinking through the process, is actually demonstrating a few different ways to solve it, and can explain why they've chosen their answer. So the first choice, a student mentally computing, is not necessarily being able to try different strategies. So that would not be a good choice. A student who uses the quadratic formula, regardless of the form of quadratic equation, is not necessarily showing the best method to get the answer, only the method that they've decided that works. A student who knows different approaches to solving the quadratic equations and identifies the best method to get the answer shows you that they not only can solve the problem, but they also have found the most efficient way and the best method to get the answer. That then would be the answer that we are looking for this question. And when we look at the last choice, a student who uses different approaches in solving quadratic equations, even if the method is not optimal. We love the fact that students are trying different methods. However, the whole goal of it is for them to learn what is the most efficient way to get the answer. Because flexibility in math fluency is defined as the capability of the student to figure out the most efficient approach or method to solve a problem. Therefore, a student who knows different approaches in solving quadratic equations and identifies the best method to get the answer exhibits flexibility. So definitely the third choice would be correct. A student who is flexible in division will be able to do which of the following when dividing 30 by 2? So when we look at our answer choices, determine the answer using division manipulatives. The use of manipulatives just shows that the student is able to use the manipulative in order to come up with the answer, but doesn't necessarily show flexibility. The next choice says know how to divide 30 by 2 in one's head using mental math strategies. While using mental math strategies is a nice strategy, it doesn't necessarily show flexibility, so that would not be the best answer. Quickly determine that 15 times 2 is equal to 30, and then realizing that 15 is the answer without actually dividing is definitely going to be the best answer choice here. And the reason for this is basically that flexibility in math refers to students' abilities to solve problems in different ways. So for instance, division problems may involve multiplication if thought about differently. So say 2 times x is equal to 30. A student showing flexibility will know that they do not necessarily have to divide 30 by 2 to arrive at the answer of 15. And then our final choice is recognize the 2 as the numerator and 30 as the denominator when setting up the division problem. Well, that doesn't necessarily know that they know how to solve the problem, just that they know how to set up a division problem. So again, our third choice is the best for this question. So problem number 4 says, which of the following is a technological tool that can be used as a visual aid when teaching mathematics? So if we're looking for key terminology within the question, we notice the word technological tool that stands out. With our answer choices, we have pattern blocks, wall projector, thinking blocks, and multiplication chart. When we look at these 4 choices, we notice that 3 of these are hands-on manipulatives that we could use to teach a math practice. However, the wall projector is truly the only technological tool that's there. So that would be our answer. And remember, too, that technological tools, they're there to enhance the student understanding during the teaching process. A wall projector is a technological tool that can be used to project animated math videos on the whiteboard for teachers to use during instruction. So wall projector is the best answer for this question. I hope that you found this video helpful. Check out more videos on this channel. You can also get a lot of help from our website at study.com. As a member, you can access short targeted video lessons, extra study materials, personalized lesson plans, and hundreds of practice problems. We'd love to hear your feedback. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our awesome videos. Wishing you all the best of luck. Good luck on your test.